I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go, the only thing that I know. You were my gravity, but now I have to leave. I will let you go. Why do you feel that I want? What do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity. I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not.
Warning. The Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to NNSCRA TV's coverage of the 9th race of the season, 7th season of the NNSCRA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series as we cap off what's been an incredible weekend here in the Lone Star State. Tonight we are under the lights at the D-shaped mile-and-a-half Texas Motor Speedway, getting one step closer to the All-Star Race break, which is going to be at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, another D-shaped mile-and-a-half, so an opportunity here tonight not only for a driver to pick up a victory, gain some points, get themselves potentially into a playoff position that they'll try to maintain for the second half of the regular season, but maybe get a little bit of testing in for the upcoming All-Star race, as well as maybe the Coke 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway to kick off that second half of the regular season. We'll see who's going to be able to get the victory here tonight. Last year, it was a rookie that went to victory lane. We had several rookies go to victory lane, but last year it was Rick Johnson in the Ford Mustang out of Michael Norman Motorsports. We'll see if a rookie maybe goes to victory lane here tonight. How about the front row? First female front row of the season, Laura Chung out of Auto Junction Racing, capturing the pole position in last night's qualifying session, and Jessica Shelton line up alongside her on the outside. Both of these drivers coming into this race really needing good points days. Why? Well, Laura Chung last week at Mid-Ohio didn't even make the field, was not able to qualify her way into the 39-car starting lineup. Jessica Shelton, she was able to qualify her way in, but she ended up climbing up the tire barriers out of the final corner, went for a barrel roll, and DNF'd very far down in the finishing results. So both of these drivers ended up losing a ton of positions in the point standings. Laura Chung lost 8 spots. Jessica Shelton lost 4 spots. They will look to gain positions here tonight as they will line up to bring us to the green on the front row. Cole Deaver last week, he ended up having a very strong race car after starting from the pole position, but the timing of a caution put him back in traffic. He ended up finishing just outside of the top 10, but he still has been on a good streak, been picking up spots and stands. He's 14th in overall points coming into this one. Matthew Rodriguez, I mean, what more can you say about him? Go or go home driver, non-charter entry out of Haas Racing, your Daytona 500 winner. He's won 2 of the Crown Jewel races so far this season, following up with another one at Indianapolis a couple of weeks ago. He's got 2 less starts than everybody else around him in the point standings, but he is 6th in overall points coming into this one, and good starting track position in this race as well. And keep your eyes on not Stephen Birdside. I'm used to that Aldo's paint scheme in the Light Series. It's actually Reese Banks in the 44, who's rolling up from the 5th position. Keep your eye on him because he was fastest in round 1 of qualifying, and he was putting down some very consistent lap times as well during the course of that 20-minute round 1. Good starting track position here tonight. We know that really the Lake Effect Autosports cars have been good this season. Reese Banks is the furthest down of the 3 in the point standings, and he's 12th in overall points. He was 7th in points last weekend in Mid-Ohio. Hit a problem with hitting Chris Dollerton in the uphill section and DNF'd. But he was top 10 in points. Jesse Turner and Casey Hoyt, they're battling for second in the point standings. So all 3 of the Fords out of that stable seem to be doing very well here in the early portion of the season. Well, it's time to go down trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports. 84 laps await these drivers here tonight in the Lone Star State, and we'll kick things off with the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
That's just like what we talked about in the transporter. At the end of pit road, the last pit box is a timing line. So the last white line on pit exit is the line. Big thumbs up, my friend. Have a good time.
42 drivers this week ready to take the green flag. We had no go or go homers last night in qualifying. Only 42 drivers attempted the race, so all were locked into the show. You see that starting lineup on the bottom right of your screen. Point standings coming in tonight. It's close. Rob Evans, 9 points in hand over new second in the standings, Jesse Turner. Casey Hoyt lost a spot. He drops to third, but he's only 11 points back. James Qualls, 17 points back in fourth. And Dylan Poteet is 24 points back in the fifth position. Matthew Rodriguez is sixth. Destin Bolin gained 3 spots. He's up to seventh. Anthony McCurry also gained 3 spots. He's up to eighth. Will Goss and Cody Lamas complete the top 10 in points. 62 points separating the top 10 in overall standings. Well, Auto Junction Racing gets its second pole of the season. Looking for their first win on the season. Laura Chung in the Yahoo Toyota Camry, Jessica Shelton in the McDonald's Mack Tonight Dodge Intrepid project car out of S3 Motorsports. They're going to bring us to the green. Let's roll in the Lone Star State. Keep an eye middle of the pack, double wide starts and restarts, make drivers edgy to want to attempt 3 wide. Looks like they're staying side by side, double wide, back around at least the top 15, top 20 as Laura Chung out in clean air off of turn 4. Going to lead the first lap of the evening. Reese Banks with a big run there though, along with Keith Batson. They're going to move into second and third. Look how quickly they closed up on the back bumper of the 77. Draft going to be very important here tonight. It certainly seems. Batson will drive it to the inside of Reese Banks for second place. Laura Chung sees that run coming, drops down, puts the dirty air on the nose of the sit-go forward to keep herself out in the race lead. Connor Breton, who missed last week's race at Mid-Ohio, now looking to move into the second position. Mentioned the fact that a rookie went to victory lane here last season with Rick Johnson. Well, we've had 3 rookies go to victory lane already this season with Casey Hoyt at Manassas, Will Goss at North Wilkesboro, and Kyler Sustre at Las Vegas. Got the 88 here of Connor Breton with those yellow rookie stripes who could make it back-to-back seasons that a rookie goes to victory lane here at Texas Motor Speedway. He is the only other rookie in the field here tonight that has not taken a checkered flag. He's got his teammate right behind him in Benjamin Miles. Benjamin Miles 23rd in overall points coming into this one. Last week was a sigh of relief for him. He was able to just barely make it into the field at Mid-Ohio based off of owner points. But subsequently, he was deep in the field, and a lot of drivers that didn't get the benefit of qualifying were not able to really work their way up to the front. Made the show, though, got points, which is a far cry better than what a number of other drivers had happen to them, which was not getting points. Drivers like Breton and Osborne, Matt McIntyre, Ryan Brommer, Nathan Orman. Those drivers are going to be really looking here tonight to get as many points as they possibly can. Jessica Shelton has found her way down to the inside after starting on the outside of the front row, right in front of the Mazda of Nick Gunther. A little spark of life last week for Mazda. Anthony McCurry has been silently consistent ever since moving over to the Mazda manufacturer in the half-and-half split over at Fortnite Squad Racing. Got a 7th place run with some pit strategy late. Subsequently, he's top 10 in the points right now in a playoff position if the season were to have ended now. 8th in overall points. Nick Gunther on the other side of this, though, struggling a bit. 40th in overall points, still looking for top 5, 1 top 10 on the year. Remember, Nick was a 4-time winner last season. As a matter of fact, last week marked the first of the 4 wins that he would have gotten 1 season ago when these drivers were at Sonoma for the first road course stop. Top 4 single file. Cole Deaver trying to reel in Reese Banks here for the 5th position. Zach Rogers coming off his top 5 run last week. Gained 8 spots in the standings, 34th in overall points. Second in the Showcase Series last year. That performance with 2 victories. Nabbed him this ride over at Evans Motorsports. Last week, I believe, marked the first top 5 on the season for Zach Rogers. It did. His first top 5, his first top 10 on the year. And Zachary Fitzwater was the driver he finished behind. Fitzwater picking up his 2nd career win in the Duracell Cup Series last week at Mid-Ohio, first year of Season 7. Fitzwater with that victory moved up 13 spots in the standings from 35th to 22nd. And right now in a good battle with Jesse Turner, Matthew Rodriguez, Ryan Brommer. This is around the 8th position. Keith Batson under fire for 2nd. Jessica Shelton and Nick Gunther working together here in tandem. Zach Rogers has entered into this conversation. Cole Deaver about to close in as well. Shelton gets clear of the side-by-side now for 3rd. She'll set her sights on Connor Breton, who so far has led the last 9 laps. See right there the benefit of the draft. Look at the run Jessica Shelton got out of turn 2 and the momentum she's carrying down the back straightaway. We'll try and do that again here through 3 and 4. Maybe be able to get enough of a run to make a move on Breton going down into turn 1. It looks like she maybe got a little tight there. Drifting up the track, had to lift out of the throttle, and that momentum lost allows Nick Gunther to be able to generate a run. And he'll dive to the inside for 2nd place. Stacked up double wide from 5th place on back. And now that group starts to mesh in here with this group of 3 or 4. So now it will be stacked double wide from 2nd place on back as Connor Breton out in front, still in that clean air, just enjoying the view. Now granted, he is going to be using up a lot more fuel without A, having the benefit of draft, and B, there is some checkup I'm seeing here with this side-by-side racing, so more out of the throttle time, which means less fuel consumption as well for the drivers that are in the side-by-side pack racing. So Breton, while he's enjoying the comfort of being out in front right now, he may be a little bit shorter on fuel on this run than everybody else. Not exactly sure what the fuel window is. I didn't take the opportunity to go down and talk with any crew chiefs. So we'll know when we know pretty much here tonight as to how far these drivers can go on 2 cans. And then we'll try and work calculations accordingly after that. Keith Batson now up to the 3rd position. Last week's winner, Zachary Fitzwater, has cracked the top 5. He's now going to go for 4th on Ryan Brommer. Matt McIntyre right behind them as well. Another of those drivers that I mentioned that failed to qualify last week at Mid-Ohio, so he's trying to gain some positions back. 39th in overall points for Matt McIntyre. Nice to see him up here inside the top 10, though, because I mentioned this last night in qualifying that, maybe it was just they were focused on race setups, but all 4 of the Michael Norman Motorsports cars were outside of the top 25 in qualifying speed, that being McIntyre, Norman, Ormond, and Mitchell Collins. Now the 21 is up here. Don't know about any of his teammates right now. Michael Norman's back in 39th. Mitchell Collins is 30th, and Nathan Norman's in 33rd. So McIntyre is the only one of the Michael Norman Motorsports camp that has worked his way up to the front since the drop of the green flag, really. Zachary Fitzwater and Jesse Turner tandeming, and look at the run that Fitzwater's going to get. He's going to look for the lead, and Connor Breton can do nothing to defend it. Too much speed there out of the 66 down the back straightaway. Fitzwater to the inside, looking for the top position. Looks to side draft off that left rear quarter panel. He won't lead that lap, but he'll probably have the advantage down here into turn 1. Jesse Turner, 2nd in overall points, had to check up right there going into turn 1. Turner trying to leave as the points leader here tonight, heading into next week, which will be at Coke Zero Super Speedway. So, first time we go super speedway racing since the Daytona 500, the season opener. Turner clear into second, battle for third. Zach Rogers and Connor Breton. As Turner showed the nose on Zachary Fitzwater that time, going into turn one, nothing doing. Look at the run the 88's going to get here. He'll try and do something with Turner down into three, not able to do it, and Rogers says, all right, I'll take the inside then. So now he'll go side by side with fellow Chevrolet Camaro for third place. Nick Gunther and Keith Batson will get stacked up behind them here as Turner now to the inside of Fitzwater looking for the top position. You know, it's interesting when it comes to a racing series that we focus so much on the race winners, the former race winners. We don't really focus on the drivers that are consistent. Well, this season, the playoff format very much so putting the emphasis on consistency. And you look at Jesse Turner, nothing flashy. He hasn't gone to victory lane, but in the first 8 races, he's had 4 top 5s and 5 top 10s. I mean, those are incredible statistics. That's tied for the most top 5s with Rob Evans and tied for the most top 10s with Dylan Poteet. And that's why he is second in the point standings coming into tonight. That kind of consistency, believe me, is going to win championships. And right now, Jesse Turner looking very strong after taking the race lead, trying to add a number into the win column here tonight. Average finishing position of 12th place in the first 8 races for Jesse Turner. Only 2 drivers have a better average finish than he does. Rob Evans, 11th place average finish coming into tonight, and then Matthew Rodriguez, granted 2 starts less than Jesse Turner and Rob Evans, but he has an average finishing position of 8.5. How about Destin Bolin in the 12 out of Young Motorsports? Right now he is P6. Destin cracked his way into the top 10 in overall standings last week. 7th in overall points coming to this one. Remember, this is around the time that Destin Bolin started finding his stride last year, where he picked up 3 victories right around the All-Star race break, just before and just after. And he's been consistent the last couple of weeks. As mentioned, now up in the top 10 in overall points. He is the highest of the Young Motorsports cars in overall point standings. And looking good again here tonight. 3 wide now is Zachary Fitzwater, Zach Rogers. They'll split the aforementioned Destin Bolin. How about Will Goss knocking on the door of the top 10 here? Rookie winner from North Wilkesboro earlier on this season. 9th in overall points. And 3 wide there with Matthew Rodriguez and Zach Rogers as Keith Batson's on pit road in the 39. I would assume that is a regularly scheduled stop for the driver that was running 3rd. So pit stops begin. Lap 27 is when the 39 dove onto pit lane. Let's see if more drivers are heading to pit road. I believe they are. Breton backing out. I think he might be coming to pit road this time from 2nd place. So it looks like around a little under 30 laps is how far these drivers can go. Got a long train of cars coming down behind Connor Breton, Fitzwater, and Brommer, Gunther, Rodriguez, Dylan Young, who's just on the outside of the top 10 in overall standings coming into tonight. Jesse Turner, looks like saw some flares coming out of the exhaust pipe as he lifts out of the throttle. He's coming to pit road this time. Matt McIntyre is going to follow him down, along with Destin Bolin, Zach Rogers, Will Goss. Looks like everybody else is coming to pit road this time. Ooh, double wide there. As Daniel Boyles and James Qualls swing around the outside of a couple of drivers that were slower on driver's left. Bit stacked up there. Breton off of pit road. Hear him getting up through the gears, merging back out onto the racetrack. We'll see where he is in relation to Jesse Turner. Those two were duking it out for the top position. just before these pit stops. So about lap 27-28 was when most drivers were on pit road. Which means if my calculations are correct, they will have to make at least one, maybe two more trips to pit road. The reason I say maybe two is that they should be able, as Turner's going to get bypassed there by Connor Breton. Turner's just now returning onto the track, so Breton should cycle out to the race lead. But right now, these drivers should be back on pit road somewhere around lap maybe 56, 57, maybe a little sooner. Fuel window is going to shrink a bit here because there's not going to be nearly as much pack racing with the field getting spread out. So with less draft, there's more fuel consumption. But let's put a target lap of, let's say, about lap 57. Put it at there. So 57, if they come to pit road, that is with 27 laps to go. That is right on the fuel mark of being able to make it the rest of the way. So I'd say that if these drivers are able to make it to lap 57, lap 58, they should be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. But if they don't get it completely full, they could find themselves 1-2 laps short. Jesse Turner cycled out to second, didn't waste any time, taking the race lead back from Connor Breton, and he should jump back up to the top of the leaderboard when he crosses the start-finish line this time by. And indeed he will, so Breton will cycle into second. Third place is now under contest, double wide, Ryan Brommer, Matt McIntyre. Brommer will have the spot for the moment. McIntyre would be scored fourth. Destin Bolin fifth. Sixth would be Matthew Rodriguez. Seventh, Nick Gunther. Eighth, Will Goss. Ninth, Zach Rogers. And 10th, last week's winner, Zachary Fitzwaters. We're three wide. Be interesting to see if these guys pack racing, if they'll be able to reel in the top two. Last time by, they were about 2.9 seconds back. Let's see if they close up any gap here. No, they lose 2/10. So this is perfect scenario right now for Jesse Turner and Connor Breton, who are making their way out of turn 4 right now. Third place is now in the middle of 3 and 4. If they can get a whiff of draft off of Connor Breton, then maybe they'll have a shot here, but they keep battling out for third place. A couple of drivers that really benefited from that cycle of green flag pit stops. How about the 33 of Mitchell Collins? What did we say he was, like 23rd, 24th, just prior to the pit stops? He's now up in the top 10 and 7th. Ryan Butcher has picked up a number of spots. He's now up to 14th place in the 78. And Dylan Young, now in the top 10. Crossing the line in 10th position there, battling with Ryan Brommer for it. Right behind his rookie teammate Will Goss. Dylan Young, 11th in overall points, coming to this one 2 points outside of the top 10 in overall standings. Nick Gunther leading this train in third position. Gap did close up, by the way, between this group and the top two. It was 3.1, then 2.6. Let's see about this time by. You can hear the engines up ahead of Breton and Turner, so I think they are closing. They cut it down by another 0.2, 2.4 that last time by. Yes, they're battling side by side right now, but they're kind of doing almost kind of like an IndyCar exchange. As Destin Bolin going to bail out there out of turn 4. Collins now up to the third spot, and yeah, I think they are starting to close in on these top two. Well, Connor Breton has led 18 laps tonight. Jesse Turner looking to bypass him for the most laps led bonus point. He just led his 13th lap. Got a few more laps before he would surpass Breton for most laps led here tonight. Zachary Fitzwater has led 2 laps, as has Laura Chung, and then 1 lap led by Destin Bolin. You want to know if track position is super important here tonight? Well, remember Laura Chung, Jessica Shelton started on the front row. Chung is all the way back in 39th. Shelton is back in 38th. Mitchell Collins has broken away from this group. He might be setting his sights on reeling in the top 2. Zachary Fitzwater has cleared as well into 4th. Side-by-side battle is for the 5th position. Matt McIntyre on the inside of Destin Bolin. How about Austin LaPlante there in the 48? Quaker State Chevrolet. Austin LaPlante coming into this one 15th in overall points. Hit a little bit of a bump on his momentum streak last week at Mid-Ohio, but looking to gain it back here tonight. He is the highest running of the Northeast Motorsports cars in the point standings coming into this one. Next closest would be his teammate Reggie Fogelman in 18th. Benjamin Miles 23rd and Connor Breton all the way down in 36th. Well, Michael Norman Motorsports did not look good in qualifying, but they got two drivers up inside of the top 5 right now. Collins in 3rd, McIntyre in 4th. The gap has maintained about 2.6 seconds right now between the top 2 and 3rd place. Looks like Cody Lamas and Benjamin Miles in danger of going a lap down here. Looks like these two must have had very slow pit stops, and this traffic is going to hold up Jesse Turner and Connor Breeden. It might help 3rd place on back to close in. Remember, Miles is a teammate to the 88, so does he try to throw a block on the 47 and help Breeden get around Turner for the top position? Miles not yielding the inside line there through 4, looks to block. Not going to do it here, though. Turner going to force his way to the inside. Don't think you'll see the 25 put up much of a fight against the 88, though. Yep, going to let his Northeast Motorsports teammate on by, and that allowed Breeden to close up the gap. Did it hold up these drivers enough for that second group to be able to start closing in, who are now 3 cars single file with Collins, McIntyre, and Destin Bolin, Fords all. They closed up about 0.4 of a second last lap. Let's see about this time around. Yeah, I think they're closing in quite a bit. They're about to catch the 84 of Cody Lamas, which will allow them to get a tow. Dylan Young now also clearing this group. Trying to make it a 4-car Ford train. That time by maintained about 2.2 seconds. No correction, 1.9. So about 0.3 gained, and they're going to get the tow off the 84 of Cody Lamas here. Benjamin Miles right now in the lucky dog position. Should a caution come out? He's trying to stay in touch here with the top 2. Next cars that we would encounter for lap cars are going into turn 1 right now. Leader is coming out of turn 4, and that was a big pack of cars right there, including your pole sitter Laura Chung. Also saw Chris Dollerton, Michael Norman, RJ Bishop. Carson Gum was back there. Defending champion Charles Sanford. Both the hometown guys were stuck back there in that rear of the field. There's a lot of drivers right now that would love to see a yellow flag, but we are more than halfway home, and we have stayed green since the start. About 10 laps maybe away from when these drivers have to start thinking about coming to pit road. Jesse Turner has led 22 laps out in front. Connor Breton, the only one close to challenge him. 3rd place on back, trying to close up the gap. We're going to step aside for a quick break, and then be back here to the action at the Texas Motor Speedway here on NNSCRA TV. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast on NNSCRA TV. If you enjoyed your watching, it would help us out a lot if you'd hit that like button. Also, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to become a part of the NNSCRA crew today. And if you're on your phone, be sure to click that bell to be notified whenever we have a broadcast here on NNSCRA TV. Once again, we thank you for your support, and we hope you continue to enjoy today's broadcast. Welcome back to the Texas Motor Speedway, as it has been the Jesse Turner Show here tonight. Closing in on 30 laps to go. Connor Breton, the rookie out of Northeast Motorsports, right behind him, and both of them enjoying almost a 2-second gap back to 3rd place, which is under contest between Mitchell Collins, Matt McIntyre, and Destin Bolin. We've already worked our first round of green flag pit stops. We got another round upcoming here, projected in the next 7 or 8 laps. All 42 drivers still running, 40 of them on the lead lap. Benjamin Miles and Cody Lamas currently 1 lap down. You know, it's interesting. I've talked about the comeback seasons of drivers like Anthony McCrory and Cody Lamas. How about Jesse Turner, though? Because people may not remember, last year, Jesse Turner couldn't buy a good finish. 3 top 5s, 9 top 10s. He finished 36th in the final point standings last year. Saw a rookie teammate in Reese Banks go to victory lane. That was the only victory for Lake Effect Autosport last season. But this year, a victory with Casey Hoyt. Turner, very consistent, 2nd in points. Looking for a victory, which would then, if he's able to close out the deal tonight, tie him for 4th all-time in most wins. Would tie him with Carson Gum, Michael Norman, and Dylan Young with 7 each. Behind Ryan Butcher's 8, Jordan Lopez's 9, and Jose Mills' 10. What a difference a season makes. I mean, right now, Jesse Turner's got more top 5s this season in 8 races than he had last year in 36 races. Let's check in on that 3rd place. Mitchell Collins has gotten himself clear of the traffic. He's closing in. He is closing up here on the top 2. But I think we got some drivers coming to pit road. Looked like radios might have been lighting up. Yeah, Ryan Butcher's on pit road. Keith Batson just completed service. I think we're going to have some more on pit road here in the next couple of laps. This is a few laps sooner than I projected, which makes me think that they're going to have to pit at least one more time before this race is over, after this round of green flag pit stops. Which would make fuel very interesting as to if someone could maybe make it the rest of the way from the conclusion of this one, this pit stop. Top 2 on pit road, that turns the race lead over to Mitchell Collins. Interesting, because Breton came to pit road a lap sooner than Turner did on the last cycle. They both come down pit road together on the 2nd round. So Mitchell Collins will get himself a bonus point for a lap led. Now he dives onto pit road. Matt McIntyre's going to follow him down. Looks like Destin Bolin and Zach Rogers, they'll stay out and they'll battle to the line for the lap led bonus point. Give it to Destin Bolin. So these are the kind of drivers I would be looking at to potentially be thinking about one stop to the finish. Further you go here on this run, the better chance you have of not having to pit in the closing stages, and we just nearly had our first caution. That was close. How Destin Bolin didn't lose it, I don't know. Great save as he had Zach Rogers all up in his left rear quarter panel. Looks like those might have been the last 2 to come to pit road, so let's find the 47. Oh, we got a car that's blown up! Is the caution out? Zachary Fitzwater looks like he just had the entire left front severed off of his PurTech Chevrolet. No yellow, we stay green. And 1 week from his victory at Mid-Ohio, Fitzwater's night is over. How there's no yellow flag for that, I don't know. Let alone for debris. I don't know who he got into. See if we can find anybody with some rear end damage, specifically the right rear. Is it Qualls? Qualls was a little slow there off of 4. Don't see anybody with a pushed in back bumper. I don't know who it was. NNSCRA split cam will show you. As we'll try and cycle back around here to the 47 and the 88, see where they cycled around to. There they are. Saying engine clutch the reason for the retiring for Zachary Fitzwater, but it was pretty clear he got into the back of somebody. More than likely somebody's right rear, and it severed the left front off of his Chevrolet. That's a tough break there. mentioned, he jumped up from 35th to 22nd in points with his victory last week, was looking to continue the forward momentum, and he's going to be the first driver out of the race tonight. Will get credited for 42nd, closing in on 20 laps to go. We're about 25 laps away from the conclusion of this race. As Connor Breton, you saw, take the race lead away from Jesse Turner, and they've got traffic up ahead to deal with. Pole sitter Laura Chung, hometown driver, former champion Carson Gum. Jose Mills right there as well in the 38. Mitchell Collins cycles out to third. Dylan Young now fourth. LaPlante was fourth, drops back to fifth. Will Goss is now sixth. Destin Bolin in seventh. Eighth place, Caleb Fogler. How about that? Great run tonight for the former champion out of Blue Oval Automotive. And ninth place on back under contest in this group. Matt McIntyre, points leader Rob Evans, Ryan Brommer, Ryan Butcher, and Reggie Fulgham in the lead lap cars in that pack. Looks like ninth right now will be Matt McIntyre, and Rob Evans will be 10th as they'll close up here on this group of Fogler, Goss, and Bolin. Jose Mills swinging around the outside of his teammate Chris Dollerton. There's damage on the 83, I just noticed. Front end damage. Don't know if maybe he might have been involved in whatever took Zachary Fitzwater out of this race. You guys have already seen what happened to Fitzwater courtesy of the N.NSCRA split cam. And if possible, we'll also show, if it wasn't the same incident, we'll have shown what happened to Dollerton in the 83. I'm wondering if maybe Dollerton, with the front end damage, if maybe he got into the back of somebody coming onto pit road. Might have been some stack up. Jose Mills is a Ford. Might be trying to help a Blue Oval affiliate in Jesse Turner to get the race lead, and Turner going to take advantage of that. He will go back to the point. Breeden's going to have trouble with the fact that Laura Chung now going to go by him as well, and Connor Breeden. So that's going to put some lap cars between himself and Turner. But again, as I said, based off of when they made that second pit stop, I don't think they can make it the rest of the way. Only two drivers that maybe have a shot of making it the rest of the way would be Destin Bolin and Zach Rogers. Those two stayed out the longest of anybody. But even they, I don't know if they can make it the rest of the way. I think everybody's going to have to be on pit road at least one more time, unless they can save. Chris Dollerton, definitely off the pace. Third, fourth, and fifth. Going to catch him here on the back straightaway. Oh, LaPlante's going to use the 83 as a pick. Travis Mitchell Collins behind Dollerton. He's going to move into third place. Dylan Young going to follow him into fourth, and Collins will drop from third back to fifth. These three try to see if they can get up there, reel in the top two. Their hope is that these top two have to battle with this lap traffic, who all appear to be up to speed. Turner, for the moment, seems content to ride behind the 38. Give an opportunity to maybe save some fuel here under this run. Maybe make it to the conclusion. Right now, Laura Chung, Carson Gum, they're battling for the lucky dog position if we were to get a caution. We've not seen the yellow flag displayed at all tonight, though we've had a couple of near misses. We had that contact between Bolin and Rogers coming onto pit road that nearly spun the 12 around. We had the 66 of Zachary Fitzwater making his way almost around the entirety of the racetrack, smoking and off the pace, but no yellow was thrown for that. So far we've run 70 laps here, about to be the completion of 70 laps, completely under the green flag. Reminder, next week, folks, it's a doubleheader once again for the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series drivers and the Duracell Ultra Light Series drivers. Cup drivers will kick things off in the weekend with Super Speedway qualifying on Saturday at Coke Zero Super Speedway. Later on that afternoon, it'll be at the Pepsi Superdome for the 7th race of the season for the Duracell Ultra Light Series drivers. And then a week from today, Sunday afternoon, Cup Series action, race number 10, Coke Zero Super Speedway. First Super Speedway Series action since the Daytona 500 for the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series drivers. Connor Breton's boxed in right now behind the lap cars of Laura Chung and Carson Gum. They may be lap cars, but they are fully up to speed. So Breton not able to have anybody behind him to help push, to help generate a run. He's kind of boxed in right now with 2 lap cars between himself and the race leader, Jesse Turner. Maybe he's backed his pace down a little bit here to try and save some fuel. I don't know. Will Goss is on the charge, though. He was able to close in on 3rd through 5th. He just got around LaPlante to move into the 5th position. Now he's on the back bumper of his teammate Dylan Young for 4th. The 11 is flying. Caleb Fogler back there also trying to close in. We saw last night at Devil's Bowl Speedway, Ford get their first victory of the season in the Light Series. They've already got a couple of victories this season, 4 in total as a matter of fact, with Casey Hoyt, Levi McIntyre, Dylan Young, and Will Goss. But Jesse Turner out in front trying to make it a 5th win for the Blue Ovals. Speaking of Goss, he's going to go for 3rd place on Mitchell Collins. The 11 might be the fastest car on the track right now. Ten laps to go this time by. They could make it the rest of the way on fuel if they pit now. Granted, they could have made it the rest of the way on fuel if they pitted 10 laps ago. Who's got the fuel to make it to the end? Does anybody have the fuel to make it to the end? And when do you make that final pit stop? If you do make that final pit stop, is it gas and go? Do you not bother to change tires? I'm looking right now at potential tire fall off. Jesse Turner, his best lap was a 27.1. He just ran a 27.8. And now just ran a 27.9. Now granted, aero tightness behind the 38 might be playing into this as well, but this is about, 19 laps that he's gone on this run, and he's almost a full second off of his fastest lap. So there has to be some tire fall off. So do you take and run the risk of not putting on tires, just gas and go? Do you maybe put on right sides here on this final pit stop? We'll have to wait and see. Breton pulling right up to the back bumper of Carson Gunn. That looks like he might be trying to really save some fuel. Will Goss now leading this 3rd place on back. Caleb Vogler's been able to work his way almost into the top 5. He's on the back bumper of LaPlante for the 5th position. Dylan Young has tapered off from this group, so he might be saving. And we got another engine failure. Nathan Ormond on pit road. The engine has expired on the Disney Plus Ford Mustang, and his day is going to be done. A pretty lengthy race here tonight, 84 laps, so very tough on the equipment. As more traffic to deal here with Jesse Turner. Matthew Rodriguez is back here. Had a good qualifying effort, but the 2-time winner, currently 33rd, last car on the lead lap. Actually make that 34th. Jose Mills went around him, and they're 3 wide up ahead here. This is not what Jesse Turner wants to see. McIntyre in the middle of Gunther and Shelton. James Qualls back here. Michael Norman, Casey Hoyt, 3rd in points. James Qualls 4th in points. This could be exactly what Connor Breton needs to maybe get up here and battle for the race lead. That's if they don't have to come to pit road, which I think they still do. 5 laps to go. Does Turner have enough fuel to get to the end? How much could he have possibly saved on that run with how spaced out things were for the top 2? Granted, they caught some traffic, which allowed them to have some draft, but even then, I think mathematically they would be short on making it the rest of the way. Turner's going to stay out another lap, though. Connor Breton trying to use Laura Chung and Carson Gum to get himself up to this pack. Maybe challenge the 48 for the race lead. Actually, correction on my part. I said that was James Qualls that was in this group. That's actually Joshua Osborne. The colors are similar on those machines. Qualls is actually running in the 15th position. Batson's on pit road, and he was one of the first on pit road under the 2nd cycle of pit stops. 3 laps to go. things are looking really good if you're a Destin Bolin or Zach Rogers right now, because I think they pitted about 3 laps after Keith Batson did. Turner's going to have to be on pit road in the next lap or two, I think, unless he's saved. Watch the exhaust pipes. Oh, they're flaring. He's coming in. Jesse Turner's coming to pit road. Is Breton staying out? Breton staying out. Can Breton make it? 2 to go. Well, last year here at Texas, a rookie went to victory lane in Rick Johnson. Connor Breton is the only full-time rookie yet that has not gone to victory lane this season. Hoyt, Goss, and Sustre all have. Let's keep an eye on the exhaust pipes on the 88. Is he coming in, or is he staying out? Oh, he's coming in! You saw the flares. He's coming in. No, he's not. He's trying to save. He just lifted a ton. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Connor Breton, the latest addition to Northeast Motorsports, trying to make it where all 4 full-time rookies find victory lane in the first 9 races of the season. Are you kidding me? Looking to coast his way to victory. Will Goss is not that far back. In the 11, if he'd had a couple more laps, he might have been able to get him. But off turn 4 for the final time, Connor Breton is a winner in the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series. Back-to-back seasons where a rookie goes to victory lane at Texas, and the 4th rookie to go to victory lane here in the very early Season 7. Well, we saw he was losing ground to Jesse Turner. Obviously, he was saving that whole time, and he had enough fuel to get to the end. But he only won this race by about 6/10 over Will Goss, who was very quickly closing in. Collins was right there with him as well. But it's the first win of the season for Northeast Motorsports, and it comes in the form of Connor Breton. Now the 88 has had a pretty good history in the last couple of seasons in the Duracell Cup Series. Remember last year, Jack Dunnard was a rookie driver for them in the 88 car. Went to victory lane at Phoenix and was in the championship 4 in the season finale. And Connor Breton, about, 3 weeks removed from 1 full season ago at Phoenix when Dunnard got that victory, gets his own victory, first of his career tonight at Texas. And remember, Connor Breton failed to qualify for last week at Mid-Ohio, so how huge is this for driver 88? He was 36th in points coming to this one. He'll have to be inside the top 30 in the points for the win to count towards a wild card spot. We'll see if indeed this propelled him high enough above that cut line or not. Will Goss, though, 2nd place. Great run for him here tonight. So rookies 1-2 this evening at the Texas Motor Speedway. Mitchell Collins brings it home in 3rd. Caleb Fogler, great run for him there to get a top 5 in 4th. And Austin LaPlante will complete the top 5 here this evening. Destin Bolin in 6th. Ryan Brommer 7th. Rob Evans, I think he saved fuel as well, and he was able to nab a top 10. So what it was looking like maybe Jesse Turner getting the points lead away from Rob Evans, it flipped reversed here in the closing stage with Turner having to pit and Evans able to make it. And Evans will more than likely still keep the points lead going into Coke Zero Super Speedway next week. Reggie Folkelman, great run for him there in 9th. So couple of the 3 of the Northeast Motorsports cars finishing inside of the top 10 tonight. And Matt McIntyre, another driver like Ryan Brommer and Connor Breton, who missed out on last week's race, missed out on the points at Mid-Ohio, going to get a top 10 run. So great job, Breton in the win, Brommer in 7th, and McIntyre in 10th. Much needed runs for those particular drivers this evening. Zach Rogers was the last driver to make it on fuel. He's going to nab 11th place. Good run there after his top 5 last week at Mid-Ohio. Matt Haas will bring it home in 12th. Daniel Voiles 13th. 14th was Quentin Moore. 15th, R.J. Bishop. Charles Sanford will be 16th. Jose Mills 17th. Casey Hoyt in 18th. After leading a total of 49 laps tonight, 19th is where Jesse Turner will finish out the evening. Nick Gunther 20th. Laura Chung, Joshua Osborne, Reese Banks were the last drivers to finish on the lead lap. Lap down was Dylan Young in 24th. Matthew Rodriguez also a lap down in 25th. Carson Gum, 26th. Levi McIntyre, they got him scored out of the race. Not sure what happened to him in the closing stages, but he gets 27th. Miles, Lamas, Deaver, the top 30, and then you see the remainder of the finishing results here. Some big ones that finished pretty low in the finishing results here tonight. Cole Deaver, obviously, 14th in points. Cody Lamas, 10th in points. Anthony McCrory, 8th in points. He started dead last here tonight, and we never mentioned his name hardly at all this evening. Never made his way up to the front. Dylan Poteet, 37th. 5th in overall points coming into tonight. Not going to be a good points evening for him. Michael Norman, 13th in points. Never saw the 22 up at the front. He's going to finish in 39th. And then Jessica Shelton, back-to-back bad weeks for her after she qualified on the outside of the front row here this evening. She finishes the last car running in the 40th position. Mechanical problem for Nathan Ormond. Zachary Fitzwater with damage in the middle portion of the race. 1 week removed from his victory, 42nd. So a lot of drivers will be moving up, but a lot of drivers will be falling down through the point standings due to the conclusion of tonight's finishing results. Connor Breton, though, is the one celebrating in victory lane. 4th different rookie to go to victory lane here in the first 9 races. Hoyt won at Manassas, Sustre won at Pocono, Goss won at North Wilkesboro, and now Breton wins here at Texas. 4 full-time rookies, and all 4 of them have found victory lane in the first 10 races of the season. That is absolutely amazing. Well, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's race here, this nail-biter fuel strategy race from Texas. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and become part of the crew today. We showed you your entire full finishing results. You're now looking at your point standings heading into next week, as it's Super Speedway Racing coming back here for the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series drivers at Coke Zero Super Speedway. We kick things off on Saturday with qualifying. It's doubleheader as the Duracell Ultra Light Series drivers will be at the Pepsi Superdome Saturday evening, and then on Sunday, it's your Duracell Next Gen Cup Series drivers at Coke Zero Super Speedway for race number 10. But until then, I've been Seth Cole. Thanks for tuning in here tonight. You've been watching another broadcast courtesy of NNSCRA TV, offline racing at its best.